Okay, I think that fixed it. I think the problem was I launched the game before like the DLC finished reinstalling.
That makes sense.
Okay, yeah, no, that fixed it. So
But
when
yeah,
we
no.
left off, we had beaten Titan, and I did some like side stuff, and now we're back here. Hey, Nectar. I can't remember if I probably did do all the like job hunts. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. You can go ahead and talk. There's just going to be like some story stuff going on. Here, let me share the screen actually before I forget.
But yeah, no. I'm working on that ranking video, and God, watching old WrestleManias went from being kind of fun to an absolute chore.
Oof.
Because like the first WrestleMania, a lot of fun. Second WrestleMania, pretty bad. Third WrestleMania, really good. Fourth WrestleMania, pretty bad. Fifth one, really good. Sixth one, really good. Seventh one, trying to think of the main event. It's all right. It's okay.
What do you want?
Eighth one, good
Met
until
with
the end.
Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Ninth one, dog
Sorry, I'm
shit.
too busy for. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack
Tenth one,
sorted.
excellent.
Thermal.
Hold on.
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for.
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen.
I do love that like they kind of pass off Sid's more mechanical, like mechanically minded
My dad designed it together.
features onto his
Their other
daughter in this
vessels rely
game.
on the fickle winds to drive them through
Yeah.
the water. Ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood. And more heat than all the hells put together.
WrestleMania 11 was.
Where the
11 and
sequels
12 are
in.
just
I
weird,
may have
mixed
already
bag
talked some
shows.
tight-lipped
Same with
shit into putting
13.
the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva.
And
But the
14's
stack's a bit more
pretty
involved, so I'm building it
okay.
here. Thing is,
Nothing I would
it's
write home
so
about.
involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard.
15. I mean, 15's just a
I'll come
fucking
and see my dad though when I'm done,
gross.
whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The sack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then. Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
So what's the DLC exactly? I know you've mentioned it before, but I'm just curious.
Sorry, say again?
So what is the DLC for this game?
So there's 2 DLCs. One is currently out already, and the other one is coming out mid next month-ish, like I think the 12th. And it's funny, because they both kind of take on different purposes.
How are you doing?
If that makes any sense, because the first one, Echoes of the Fallen, like, while it does have some story details to kind of expand the lore of the world, its main focus is just, like, creating fun new boss fights, as well as introducing a, like, very classic Final Fantasy super boss into the game. Whereas the next one, The Rising Tide, is going to feature much more story-heavy aspects and, like, kind of go into further details about something that was kind of a mystery during the main story.
Can I ask a favor?
Hell with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise
Okay.
engaged. I'd spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's Teats. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy though. And I'll need help. Get Gavin Otto in here, will you?
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual saw grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand collecting the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, we can get this over with.
I don't actually recall if this actually changes anything, like who I pick.
You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these...
I don't know. Otto or Gav, you pick.
Otto.
Otto, you're with me.
All right, then. Where do we find this Stardust, and how will we know it when we see it?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
And I'm guessing you'll be needing sackloads of the stuff. Might be worth our input. I'll head down then.
All right.
Yous two take care, eh? I'll go and see this supplier.
Just don't let the bastard fleece you, eh?
He wouldn't do that.
Best of luck.
Now we gotta...
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Otto? Otto, sorry I'm late.
Ah, Clive. I had a quick scout about, and I reckon this area's our best bet. Seems Blackthorn's the only one who thinks smithing with this Stardust stuff's a good idea.
That water
It's
looks
just
really
lying
pretty.
here, waiting for any old fool to fill his boots.
But unlike any old fool, you thought to bring a wagon.
Well spotted. Now get filling.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me.
The way they described it made me think it was going to be closer to the shoreline, but I guess not.
You are the fool. Look at that boy run. He's running.
Running and very confused.
Best destination nearby.
Yeah, that's the idea, is I'm supposed to be able to, like, find it around here. Oh, there it is.
This should be enough for now. Let's see how Otto's getting on.
Real quick, because I feel like I'm about to end up in a fight in a minute, and I can't remember what I had set up. And I had Shiva with one of Ifrit's abilities, Bahamut, and Titan. Got it.
Tight. They can go.
But I'm not a teenager.
I mean, at this point, they dropped the teenager part of the Titans title a long time ago.
How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Stardust. Oh shit, Cody Rhodes?
More than me.
But
Put it all together and I can't see Blackthorn complaining. Much. Here, Clive. Do you fancy a walk?
Fancy a walk? Hey, Bruce.
I was gonna say, all these, like, British accents are making me think of that meme going around about fucking Americans not being afraid of British thugs.
Of you. You idiot.
I,
The way you
Bruce.
carried on what he started.
One keys then.
Run
Fucking
them trainers.
First met, I had you down as a
Pulls out the
small
smallest
little puppy.
knife you've ever
Enjoyed nothing
seen.
more than
Like,
biting
okay,
hand
dude.
that fed you. But 5 years on, you're the one doing the feeding. So thanks for proving me wrong.
You weren't wrong. But I changed. Thanks to Sid. And thanks to you. When I suggested taking on his name, you were the first to back me. And if you hadn't, no one else would have. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Otto.
Yo, give over. You're making me blush. All I did was choose hope over despair. I gave you a chance, yes, but you're the one who took it. You took a rabble of homeless, hopeless outcasts and put them back on their feet.
Burke.
Gave them something worth fighting for, just like the old Sid did.
No, I still haven't watched the Beetlejuice trailer.
I mean, it's a fine first teaser. It's a big offender of the revival of an old franchise, playing the theme song of that franchise slowly in the trailer.
All on the old pig.
Oh, my favorite.
It's just a very, like, slow and overdramatic, like, children's choir version of Banana Boat.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. But I'll make sure Blackthorn gets his precious black satin before I
Hey,
come to
oh.
see him. He'll only moan otherwise.
But Keaton looks fantastic in the Beetlejuice makeup.
Need to go home, boy.
Good. Good.
And what cracked me up most of all is that Lydia has kept the same goddamn hairstyle with the, like, top of the head ponytail.
Come on, girl. You are 50. Oh,
I guess it wasn't just a phase, Mom.
what was I going to say? Do you want to put money on whether or not Alex Brightman would have a cameo in this movie?
Don't fucking make me
That's all
hope.
Blackthorn needs.
I feel like Tim Burton wouldn't. I feel like he's not cool enough to pull something like that.
Oh, I would love that. That would make me so genuinely happy.
Blackthorn.
Like if anybody from the Broadway show got a cameo.
we do distinctly see, like,
Enough to be getting on.
Lydia, the person we presume is her husband, Jenna Ortega's character, and Catherine O'Hara as Delia at a funeral.
Putting this thermal plate
And so we can
together, then.
basically assume Jeffrey Jones's character is
So if you've got
dead,
other things to be getting on
thankfully.
with, I could do without you breathing
Good.
down my neck.
If only the real guy would be so kind.
I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
If only. Now, for those of you who don't know, that may seem pretty harsh, but please.
We're not going to put it in specific words because Twitch would probably get mad at us. But the principal from Ferris Bueller has done unspeakable things, and he deserves to rot in hell.
Yeah. Ugh.
Let me just say this. It makes that one bit in Ferris Bueller where he, like, grabs the person he thinks is Ferris and, like, says, "Your ass is mine," really uncomfortable.
Yeah. It sucks too, because that guy's in so many fucking movies back
He's
then,
in-
and a lot
yeah.
of, a lot of good ones too. And it's like, oh great,
It's
I
like,
had to
oh, great,
see
now
him.
all this is kind of stained by the fact that he's a monster.
Like, cool, you're here.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started
Like, thank
working
God
with
Transylvania
Excellent.
5000, whatever the
Good
fuck
to
it's
go.
called, is not a good movie.
What's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name?
What's her name? Right.
Bid, come on.
Female McWoman face, that's who.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then.
Little Caesars put out an ad for the pretzel crust pizza with the caption, "Eat it from the back." Y'all need to calm down over there.
Oh, I love it.
We're just trying to eat $2 pizza.
Look, if Little Caesars is going to step up and be the weird crust pizza place that Pizza Hut used to be, I'm not going to argue.
No.
Do you remember when Pizza Hut made a pizza where the crust was all like pigs in a blanket?
Yeah.
That shit was amazing. You could pop them off and dip them in mustard and shit.
Was Pizza Hut good? Not really. But
They were creative.
They were kind of iconic in the way that Domino's and Papa John's never will be.
I mean, obviously, the golden age of Pizza Hut was when it was a like viable sit-down place.
Yeah. Like, Papa
Papa
John's could never.
You can stop that. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts. Where would I find it?
Domino's knows what they're about. Like, they know we're the shitty pizza you order at 3 in the morning because you're drunk.
Meanwhile, Papa John's has been having an identity crisis ever since their founder went off the deep end.
What was it? He ate like 36 pizzas in like 48 hours or something.
Well, no, in like a week. Or like in 1 or 2 weeks, he like ate an absurd amount of pizza. And it was like clear he was like kind of spiraling.
Yeah, and frankly, looking
The
at his
reckoning
face,
is coming.
Would that help?
A reckoning. Frankly, looking at his face during that interview, yeah, he absolutely ate that pizza.
Like he was like bloated and sweaty and looked really uncomfortable.
Like, yeah, no, I believe him. Now, my question is, were they all different pies, or was it like the same pie? That's the question I have. I think maybe like mixed it up, like meat lovers one day, and then like the next was like peppers and sausage.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
What the fuck is going on here? Just checking in because I can't remember what I left my healing items at.
Is a friend of mine.
Oh, okay. I actually was proper about like filling that up. Anyway, it's very ominous music out here. That's concerning.
Oh yeah, I watched this movie called I think I talked to you about this. I watched this movie called The Astrologer from 1976.
Uh-huh.
It was not good. It was this one dude made this movie, no money. The only thing he ever made, and I know why, because that shit was boring. It's an hour and 18 minutes, and I it felt like an eternity. Most interesting parts of the film were like these very random moments where camera would just kind of go apeshit and change colors, and that's kind of it. The otherwise, it's really slow, kind of racist movie that I really can't recommend. These big ass spiders. Pasha, no.
Probably should have like played around to get back in the groove a bit before I pick this game up again, because I'm a little off my rhythm.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine.
I can't remember what the actual monster that I have to fight over there is.
Of course.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, it's the best way to find out, right? Let's get to it. Wow.
Oh, there's a chest.
The beauty of nature.
I see it.
Fork.
Oh, fuck, it's an Ahriman.
Mike Wazowski?
Unwanted visitor.
With wings?
Time to go.
The unwanted visitor. Yeah, no, fair. I also would not want him visiting my home.
Nice try.
Ow, ow, ow.
Oh, shit. There we go. Making me waste my fucking attack.
That bastard.
Motherfucker.
So, Joker 2 is going to be a jukebox musical.
Yeah, I saw that. And
I
it's
already
like
knew-
such an absurdly high budget at this point. I'm honestly starting to wonder if this movie can actually like succeed.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Yeah, especially with like how
Thank
a
goodness
lot
you're
of
safe.
movies lately aren't
Shouldn't
really
have any
making
trouble
their
now.
budget back.
Indeed.
It's almost like we've set this standard, this weird precedent where every movie has to be some big budget spectacular, even when it doesn't need to be.
I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Yeah, like if the money's going towards the soundtrack, because that's probably what it's going to.
Oh,
Maybe
more
we
than likely.
should.
With 15 licensed songs, because that is the number, by the way.
Also, general question here: why does the license for music have to be that expensive?
Because the people who run the like fucking music studios and more specifically the licensing rights are kind of making it that way on purpose.
Like, and I don't want to hear anything about this. This is the strike's fault. I don't want to hear anything about that shit. Because frankly, I would call BS on that right away. Like, even with the two leads being big names who would be expensive, the budget shouldn't be this much.
That reminds me, apparently there are some people who are in like a weird denial that it's going to be a actual musical, even though, again, 15 licensed songs and Lady Gaga is the co-star.
Like, nah. It's going to be a real weird jukebox musical.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received
Oh.
everything promised? Come again. I may have more for you.
Just like the original Joker movie, like it knew what it was trying to be. It was trying to be a king of comedy and Taxi Driver ripoff all at the same time. Like super low budget, very gritty. Not super low budget because it definitely had a budget, but it wasn't trying to be anything else.
The material for the helm.
Excellent.
And just
Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
Saga.
The plating's enough to stop
Oh,
the engines
cool.
going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy.
The
helm and the plating are bulky
That
enough
movie
as it
with
is.
Sydney
Add
Sweeney
any
came
more
out,
here, the whole ship would be
Immaculate,
at the bottom of the briny before we'd even
where she plays a
started.
nun.
I need something light. But I've wrapped my brains and I just
Ah.
can't think what to do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Hippocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him? See what he makes of it?
Right away.
So, here's one of the reactions to the movie Immaculate. Libs saw how the anti-woke crowd embraced Sydney Sweeney as their new darling and right away had to shove her in this blasphemous, satanic, feminist, pro-abortion, anti-life movie degrading Christians. This movie also debases Mary, Mother of the Christ.
So they just don't understand how movies work, right?
Yeah.
Like, you realize this movie has been in production for years.
And also,
This isn't
Sydney,
some recent switcheroo we did because you guys got a weird fixation that left-wing people don't like boobs. I never understood what the argument was there.
Also, y'all know Sydney Sweeney is still like mostly Christian, right? Like she chose to be in this. Well, her agent probably.
How dare you bring logic into this?
I'm sorry. I know the internet is not filled with smart people. I almost wonder if the internet didn't exist, if we would be a little smarter.
Always.
Yes and no, because on the one hand, it's a resource where all of the knowledge in the world is basically available at your fingertips. On the other hand, it's a platform where anyone can talk just as loudly as everyone else.
And those are the people who everybody goes to.
Hold on, while he's talking, I'm going to be right back.
What are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
What are you doing?
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. An obelisk complains that without a constant supply of...
Bardolph.
Pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragon fire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection it requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obolus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always.
Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research.
Okay, so both of these, this and the Stardust side quest, are basically to give us character moments with some of the various side characters in the wake of Titan finally being defeated and getting revenge for everything that happened.
All right.
All right. So, what are we fetching?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Garlic? Conch shells? Are you sure this is the right list? Looks like the ingredients for someone's supper.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized.
So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Well, isn't that convenient? I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
All right. Stay safe.
I'll see you later, Clive.
Good luck with your research. Now, where's Talia?
And what can I do for you? I'll be here if you need me.
Keep them pilgers nice and chilled.
Need to stock up on these.
There you are, Talia.
Ah, and there you are. We shouldn't have any problems finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should...
All right.
Let's see now. Why don't you take the garlic and the pepio nuts? Meet me by the gate when you've got them.
Buy, sell, or be gone. Good riddance.
Any friend of the innkeeper is a friend of mine. Ah, yes.
That should do it. Hopefully Talia's finished too.
Fresh cuts! Come and get them up! You'll not find a bruised pippin in the bush.
Well?
I did. Here.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Job done. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be waiting. But we're not in too much of a rush, are we? Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together.
I think you might be right.
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you haven't invited me out once. For shame.
Well, it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping to do.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like wildfire. No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices these gougers charge.
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, just memories. I came here with Sid once, shopping for supplies, just like today. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back. Has it really been 5 years? I remember it as if it was yesterday. Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot longer.
It does. In a good way, of course. Thank you, Taya.
For what?
For everything. I just want you to know that all you've done for us, all you still do, it's appreciated.
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it wasn't?
Did you make a bracket for March Madness?
No.
Oh.
You're appreciated too.
I heard Yale had a interesting upset last night.
Dude, no, they really did. I was watching in the last few seconds of the game. I forget who the other team was, but they just fucking blew it. Like, they had every opportunity to get a fucking point over them. and they just missed every shot.
Well, I think I ought to get these ingredients back to Tome, so I'll meet you back at the hideaway.
All right.
I heard you the first time.
You know, Jack, I made a very heartbreaking realization having played Hi-Fi Rush. Ain't got rhythm. That ain't got rhythm.
I wonder how
Yeah, for those unaware, the formerly Xbox exclusive Hi-Fi Rush dropped onto other consoles, including PlayStation, and Tim finally played it for the first time.
Love it. Probably... I'm comfortable saying it's in my top 10 favorite games of all time.
It's a really good game, which is hilarious to me, because Bethesda kind of just shadow dropped it. Like, no marketing, no nothing. They just released it sometime last year, I think, and that, like, with very little fanfare.
And it's one of the best games they've made in a long time.
Like, everyone literally well, again, I think Bethesda is just the publisher, like, rather than the developer, but...
few mysterious concoctions in my time.
You're correct.
But again, everyone's reaction was like, wait, why haven't I heard about this game? This game kicks ass.
It's literally so good. It's a big Saturday morning cartoon music rhythm
It's a
action
rhythm
game.
It's a rhythm beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Jill.
It does everything I like, and I'm like, yes, please more.
Work and all that. Of course.
That being said, I don't think I would want a sequel, just because I don't think you can really go anywhere else with it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, don't get me wrong, I adore this game, but I also totally get what you're saying about that, like, story-wise at least.
We should do it again sometime.
Oh, I didn't tell you this, but before you ask, yes, I did miss catching Corsica.
Our work here is almost at an end.
Oh my god.
I would 100% miss.
It will merely be a matter of applying.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Followed by a rigorous process of testing, and perhaps someone ought to warn.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Up.
I do think it's a nice touch that Clive's like the only one who calls Harpocrates by his name.
Hippocrates.
Because basically, like, it's established at the beginning that, like, everyone else finds his name hard to pronounce, so they just call him Tomes. But Clive always makes an active point of calling him by his actual name.
Nice. Okay. Whoa, Sid Justice is in this game? The worst world champion in pro wrestling history? Sid Justice has to be one of the most accidentally funny human beings in the world. If you ever noticed on my Twitter, more recently, whenever I would say, like, oh, we're live on Night Gaming, I always say, we're live, pal, because Sid Justice was doing an interview with Jim Ross, like a backstage vignette.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. You'll be pleased to know that work on...
You found something for it?
He fucked up his lines, and then he looked at Jim Ross. He's like, hey, can we restart? And Jim Ross is like, we're live, pal.
He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding.
Brilliant! I knew...
Don't thank me.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits to the Black Hammer.
What else did Sid do? Oh yeah, he has like a series of vignettes where Goldberg would destroy his car in comedic ways.
Thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is going to require some precision walloping.
Sorry for the bag crinkling. I'm eating trolley worms.
I didn't even hear it until you said something.
Oh. My bad. And when I say Goldberg destroyed Sid's car, I don't mean like he took a bat to it or smashed another car into it. No. It was like flattened and crumbled. And that's how Sid would find the car. And he reacts the same way each time, and it's always it's the only time he's ever funny.
It's finished. It's finally finished.
I would say his matches are hilariously terrible, but they're just terrible.
Fuck for that.
They're
Feeling
unwatchable.
my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance.
Ah, the Twins,
That's
my
what she
least
was meant
favorite
to be.
baseball
You
team.
see,
Nah,
one
that's a
last
lie.
chance
It's the
just in case
Phillies.
we needed it. And now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate.
Excuse me.
I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans. I'm trusting in yours.
First, we need to find a captain. We need to make sure his name is Kirk.
He'd be proud of you.
Or Picard, either one.
You were going to visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Oh, I just remembered how this goes, and it makes me a little sad.
She was building a ship.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's... Hold on, real quick, because I have fucking ADHD.
Yeah, there's a baseball.
There's a side quest I can grab from my room.
Yeah, there's a baseball team name that I do like, the Twins, just because it's the Twin Cities and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
You're joking.
That's why I like sports teams the most, when the names really work with the city that they're from. I have an underrated one, the Ravens, for Baltimore.
Well, that's because they're named after Poe.
Yeah, which I think is the coolest thing in the world. I'm sure to other people it's like, that's interesting.
What could be wrong with
But it's like, why the fuck would you ever name a football team after the writings of Edgar Allan Poe? But thank you for doing it.
Well, because he lived in Baltimore for a period of time.
No, I know why they chose him. It's just such a random thing, I feel. But still, appreciates it.
Nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
If that's the case, can we get New England Cthulhu's? I'm pretty sure all of his writings are set there.
Oh, Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Before I accept that one, just run this way real quick and grab that last side quest.
I mean, no sports team will ever have a catchier name than the Savannah Bananas. Such a fantastic name for a sports team.
I mean, I saw someone talking recently about how minor league teams always have the most, like, batshit names, and it's great.
They do. I'll say this: the Trenton's baseball team, not crazy. It's just the Trenton Thunder. I've been to one Thunder game. It's pretty good. I don't think they're minor league. I think they're more.
Let's hear it.
Well,
like call-up team, like for the Yankees and all that.
Bunging a solution you want. The problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities, and which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid.
I imagine Ty.
Okay, I am gonna, before we continue the main quest, I am gonna do these side quests just because 2 of them help me unlock like better potions and more stuff I can craft at the blacksmith.
That makes sense.
I saw a billet on the hunt board.
Okay, but I'm also not trying to get bogged down in a bunch of side quest nonsense, so we're gonna also skip through some of the dialogue.
Yeah. You know what minor league team I really like? The Brooklyn Cyclones.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, just a little shout out to Coney Island.
I mean, if we're talking about shout-outs to the Cyclone as a roller coaster, I've heard you have to be careful if you want to ride the Cyclone. You might just lose your head. That one's for all the musical theater nerds out there. Hell yeah!
Shut the fuck up.
You fucking loved that joke. Don't even pretend you didn't.
It was good. What the fuck is that? Is that a cacodemon?
No, it's the Bomb King. He's in the Croc in San
God damn it! I almost went with a joke I really can't make on this channel.
A little. Listen. And it's maybe my fault. Sadly, that square, I can straighten it out, I swear, but I'm gonna need.
This guy looks like in any other thing he would be a stoner.
What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. And instead of coming straight, you get Clive to come to you. The man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you, well...
Oh, just Martha. And
we owe 3 of our most...
My ice wolf ate all of my weed, so I had to get it out from his poo.
They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and
doobies.
I must...
Those
Do we have that much to hand?
No, we don't. And no, you, after the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our... Besides, we'll need to learn to stand...
All right. Is there anything I can do?
There might be. How do you fancy taking these to...
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth a little something Sid and I set aside for... And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more...
I'm sure they will.
But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark.
I know.
Go. Do you know...
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well...
Oh, that's some great dialogue. I'll give him that.
Oh, that's good.
Don't worry.
I keep thinking that fucking headband's supposed to be a fucking eye patch. Just because of how low it is on one side. But it's just not low enough.
Let's see.
I was just thinking about this because of doobies, and do you want to know who I think has never smoked weed once in their life? Michael Bay.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because if you watch Transformers, and you see... Well, the Transformers 2, rather.
Oh, yeah, how the parents get stoned off of a couple brownies.
Well, it's the mom, but she's so hyperactive and doing all this crazy shit. I'm like, that's not what weed does to a person.
What the fuck is...
And the only reason why I'm thinking of that is because I said doobies, and I'm thinking of fucking Hard Ticket to Hawaii or whatever the fuck that movie's called. And this dude's riding by on a skateboard while doing a handstand, and one of the main characters is like, he must have smoked a fat doobie. It's like, but why? No, who the fuck would do that after smoking weed?
Okay, the fact that I can't find it makes me think it's somewhere over here. In this area I haven't checked out, really. So we're going to fast travel here. But we know it's supposed to be somewhere in San Bret.
Look at this place. We spent half
Oh, hold on. I'll be right back.
How you guys doing? This portion of the show where I try to make things interesting for the next few seconds. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying today. It is brought to you by absolutely nothing because we don't have sponsors. Yeah, man. Yeah. I am horrifically congested. I am so sorry.
Alright, sorry about that, everybody. I'm back. So if I just rode straight ahead this way.
You could probably make a compilation of times on this show where I see a chocobo and get very happy. Like, I feel like I always have the same type of reaction to chocobos whenever I see them. These are evil chocobos. I don't know why, but this made me think of the Hell Zone grenade from Dragon Ball. Which, y'all have to agree, one of the coolest names for a finishing move in any anime.
I mean, yeah. I do love that, like, DBZ Abridged, like, kind of poked fun at how over-the-top all of Piccolo's finisher move names are. And that's also not the... What the fuck is the Croc?
Croc as shit, that's what it is. Huh.
I'm gonna find it, and it's gonna make me feel dumb for struggling to find it for so long.
So what did they say upon getting the quest?
That just to go to the hunt board and, like, find the king, the Bomb King. And the posting just marked it as being in the Croc in San Brec. Hold on, we're just gonna Google this because I'm getting annoyed. Oh, that explains that. Okay. It is it is a non-discovered part of the map. It's just so small I didn't notice it from far away.
Let's go.
So, yes.
Time to fight.
I will say, of the best picture winners I have seen so far, I think Poor Things is probably the most interesting movie.
Well,
Not necessarily the best, but definitely the one that makes me go, okay. I'm following you here a little bit. Because, like, one of the first things you see in that movie is Willem Dafoe. And I'm not saying he's, like, smoking or anything to that degree, but instead of, like, releasing smoke, it's like a giant bubble exits his mouth as if he was smoking.
Hold on, this isn't where I'm supposed to go, but I saw an item over here and I wanted it.
I think when you and Kevin play these games, y'all should be taking fucking Adderall.
Probably.
That? No, it's him. We're gonna put him in the B tier.
Look what we have here. Greetings, Your Majesty.
That's cool as shit. That movie just did. You know what he kind of reminds me of? Like King Boo, to some degree.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like if King Boo and a Cacodemon had a baby, which is a horrific idea.
I just noticed this thing doesn't have a stagger gauge, and I wonder what that's about.
Weird. I think I have a slow 2 weeks, I feel. Like, things happen, yeah, but like nothing interesting. I think March Madness is the most interesting thing that's happened lately. It's like the whole world came together to be like, we're gonna just focus on this college basketball tournament.
When you say that like they don't do that every year. Oh damn, I just got an achievement for simultaneously defeating 3 or more enemies using any of Shiva's abilities.
Hold on a second. Okay. I don't think it happened on the actual stream footage, but the footage definitely stopped for me for a second.
That's because I expanded the achievement. That was like an actual thing, don't worry.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. It's only 10 o'clock.
Right? It feels late.
You can also make a compilation of all the times we've said that on the show. Ah, yes, the notorious Mark.
Flawless bomb ember.
Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it.
Just because we're out in Sambrek, let's go ahead and take care of this side quest, at least like this step of it.
Excuse me.
There's talk that the glass can...
How the hell is anyone supposed to...
They have $1 blizzards at Dairy Queen until March 31st.
Any particular reason?
I do not know.
What am I going to do without Sweetwater and all of
I mean, not the biggest Dairy Queen fan, but yeah, it's ice cream.
Oh my.
Otto asked me to give it to you to settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil, and to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. And for Otto's, for all of us.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that.
Saw his tweet. It says, "I like Cyclops, but I don't think under any circumstances we should be nice to Cyclops." And someone just put a picture of Wolverine above that.
No, because it's
true.
basically people talking about how X-Men 97 is doing a lot of legwork to like make people realize how much damage the movies did to Cyclops' reputation.
They did, because he was kind of forgettable in the first movie.
Well, they also weirdly frame him as like this big blue Boy Scout.
We still owe you.
Which he's not.
I mean, he kind of is, but not in the like kind of annoying way that the movies made him sometimes.
I doubt that's what you were expecting.
It's because whoever the writers were not good at their jobs.
A star, Ruby. It's worth at least twice what
Someone
you owe
tweeted, "Getting heavy A24 vibes from my wife divorcing me."
If word got out,
And
I'd charge
A24
that
liked it.
Why are you the one here asking me about a bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the Hideaway's...
Same as always. Back when the place was nothing but a
Oh,
twinkle in the
did you
eye
hear
of
we're
recently
getting a
retired
Simpsons
Lord
joke that
Command.
actually is going to
Word is
happen
he
in
was
real
the first
life
one Sid
because
reached
of The
out to.
Simpsons?
What happened?
Without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get
Cypress
off
Hill
the
and the
ground.
London Symphony
Sid
Orchestra
might
are
have been the
making
face of the Hideaway,
a concert
Otto's
together.
always been the backbone.
All because of
When Sid
a
passed
Simpsons
away, they
gag.
were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone.
The guy in question is that the London Symphony Orchestra showed up. Nobody knew who hired them. They asked Cypress Hill, and Cypress Hill said, fuck it. Yeah, sure.
He saw in you too. And don't we all? That, and you keep...
Goat will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
I will admit, other people have pointed this out, and it's one of the flaws with this game, I'll admit, is the placement of the side quests kind of like breaks the momentum of the story.
Yeah.
And I get it, that's probably a difficult thing to balance, but...
Alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
But she was just too stubborn to touch. She threw it right.
Have you seen that clip of Bryan Cranston just running into an interview with, I think, Elizabeth Olsen?
I'm sure you.
Yes, I have.
And he moves like a Muppet.
I love that everyone clocked that as like, why is he running like a Muppet?
It's the way he just jumps up and down like he's excited.
Like he's bouncing as he moves, like, yeah.
Like, yeah, he looks like a fucking Muppet. It's really funny.
It's fucking great.
Somebody tried to call
Lady Goat tells
Steve Irwin's son a Nepo baby, which, okay, go fuck yourself.
I don't recall lending any of you like me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to...
Oh, so you're fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it.
At the Fall Guy premiere, somebody brought a poster of Say Cheese and Die so that Ryan Gosling could autograph it.
Where'd you even get this? A decent trade.
I don't know why that got me so much. That's fantastic. Where do you even get a Say Cheese and Die poster?
I think they made it.
I was going to say, you'd have to make that. I doubt you could just find that.
I forgot he was in that episode.
Easily one of the more iconic Goosebumps stories.
It's such a good one. I also helped... I starred in, like, was essentially a high school student rip-off of that story.
Because it's such a classic, like, kids' horror story. It's like, oh yeah, a kid finds a camera that every photo he takes shows everyone is dead.
Yeah, or like, everyone who's in it dies inexplicably. Yeah.
Thanks to this lump, I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which,
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you, then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used, either out of habit, or because the filthy soul couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died? 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... forget where. But having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my
Willy Wonka experience that happened. I guess there was a plans for a Paddington Bear experience.
That dude just does not learn.
I think it's unrelated. Like, it's a different person.
Oh, well, forgive my suspicion, because apparently the Wonka thing was not that guy's first attempt at this crap. He's done it multiple times before.
That's funny. That's really funny. Someone just, but in regards to Paddington, someone just shared the clip from Eric Andre where they bring an actual bear on set.
Wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him. forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted, him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own, him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off.
I can't talk about this on stream. So terrible. I love saying that on stream, too.
Really tease the audience.
Make them think, what could he possibly be talking about? If only they would just talk about shit.
It was all of us.
And in fairness, it's like an emotional cutscene, so I'm trying not to spoil the mood.
I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
That's interactable. How long has that been down there?
I don't know. Nor would I know, because I never played this game.
Yeah, it's just some basic crafting materials, but still, better to have it.
So I'm looking at street vending food from Kazakhstan. Looks really good.
Yum. Bomb King was the only new addition to the hunt board.
I think Mid might need some help tidying up.
A character named Podcast has appeared in the last two Ghostbusters films. We're all supposed to just accept it.
How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
Yeah, it's a nickname that he made up for himself. The whole idea is that this is like a nerdy-ass kid who wants to like be cooler than he is.
That's the stuff.
But yeah, you're supposed to want to bully this child. That's the point.
I wouldn't go that far, but you're supposed to understand, like, oh, this kid doesn't have friends.
Yeah.
How may I help you today, Clive? All yours. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Toes helped?
Oh shit. So I'm just reading this about Immaculate. Apparently the movie has been in production for about a decade.
Damn.
I got your note.
And the only reason why it went anywhere is because Sydney Sweeney auditioned for it around that time, and she like kind of helped step up the production.
Right. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at him. Didn't like him, which is why I'm of a man. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been differences. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean?
Well, I'm just going to accept both of these quests before we keep going.
Blackthorn.
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. And you might still be doubting your craft. Even after learning the trick of that curate, perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's luck still. You've got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well...
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling.
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better...
That's about the size of it.
I'll see what I can find. Sharper swords, or we can't have our master blacksmith.
You're a soft touch, you know. But I can't say I'm not grateful for...
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows.
I really do hate Fairly Odd Parents more.
Is this
I
about
really do.
Is this about people reminding everyone about how Timmy wished everyone would stop aging 50 years ago?
It is related to that, but like,
What you want?
we've also have to remember
Running around after him
he
again?
died and was reincarnated a fairy godparent.
Need to help him find out how to work an edge.
Oh, right, if we're taking the Drake Bell movies as a thing.
Like,
more specifically, he turned back into his child self as an immortal fairy, which it feels weird.
Made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I
that's a franchise I could really never go back to.
Yeah, no, like, we got to live through its golden age and then watch its downfall in real time.
Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects well, and he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of mine. Reckon he'll still be at the inn.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh.
I appreciate the walk.
Like, at least when SpongeBob kept going, it like kind of got interesting. Not necessarily good.
Lawsman.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, she says he's hardly been touching his bones.
With that, I am going to hop off around here. I just got to take care of some stuff.
No worries. I'm going to keep going a little longer.
Alright, good night, bud.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that and I see no reason why a frostwolf should be any different. If we assume that his newfound magics require it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is frostwolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double.
I don't recall ever seeing it.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures, rarely the last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about, took place near Cressida, and that was...
Even so.
Good hunting, Clap.
We're going to do this one first, because I actually get a benefit from it.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Back again, are you? Any more trouble and you'll be barred for life, however deep your friend's pockets might be.
We don't know for sure. It could have just been a tremor.
Listen, I've got this theory. The fallen, I don't think they all fell. Some of them are still living among us. You could be one of them. I could be one of them.
Well, that wasn't helpful at all.
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealthier patrons has purchased the use of every room, hoping to keep out the riffraff, as he puts it.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
What a dick.
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a
I don't suppose a certain blade was among them. A single-edged sword.
Ah,
You know Lady Car...
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is...
Want an audience with Lord Ignac? A few minutes should be enough.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went?
I did not, no. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamil is said to pass through that disreputable...
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac.
That will be very kind.
Farewell.
It seems like the easiest way is to just hop on a chocobo and run it.
Come on.
Got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off! Traitors! It's over!
Ah, shit, activated too early.
There's a good boy. Farewell.
Oh my gosh. It's funny how easy all the like grunts were, only just to spend the most of the time fighting the big guy.
Luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamil.
I hear I have you to thank for the... What shall I call you, my good...
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
Huh. Interesting note that he used his alias from when he was one of the Sandbrecky slave soldiers.
Formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, Redeem here tells me you wished for...
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar...
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about us.
Oh, true. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a...
It's a goddamn katana, isn't it?
They believe no combat should...
It's a fucking katana.
A single strike, and hone their blades to... Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of...
But how do they hone such an edge?
Why, they use a whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly... Take this, the very stone of which I spoke. Far rarer among collectors than even the blade, and a far more.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship.
I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scum.
There are many other collectors.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider. Lord Byron Rosfield.
Oh my god, that's the funniest shit.
A thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern, may our part... Radim, we mustn't...
And I guarantee Byron is like none the wiser about this guy.
I think his lordship is rather taken with... Coming, my lordship.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
Let's hop up here. Rest. That's probably about equidistant. Yeah, we'll just take this. We'll just walk it. Besides, I think I can call out Chocobo as soon as I get to the bridge. Yep.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Just gonna try to ignore this fucking Minotaur.
Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place.
Also, just to mix it up, I'm gonna... I think I'll switch Bahamut out for Ramu. Because I feel like that way I still get like some good ranged ability in there, especially with Blind Justice.
doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal?
Fuck it, overkill.
Now, will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Alright. I think we just gotta go back and turn these in. Dash is the coral sword, and first platinum belt. No, we're good. Just hop back here, I guess. Turn these in and we'll continue the story.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere.
I'm just going to skip this because it's just recapping to Karen what we learned and giving her stuff she can give to Torgal as treats.
Oh, I'm nice like that.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree.
You learned something about...
I did better than that.
A whetstone?
Yes. But not what...
No wonder I couldn't get a saint. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there...
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them. No point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine. Now that, and what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthian steel with an edge. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be just...
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one. August 2.
You'll be happy to hear.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make. You come and find me.
Right.
And now I can craft more stuff. Oh shit, that gave me the blueprint for Excalibur, that's right. Do I have the materials for it? That's the real question.
Clive? Want Sancfordian, do you?
I do. Hell yeah.
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
No, I can't. Can't sit, seemingly. As I only have one of the materials necessary for the ultimate weapon.
My best work, but it'll do. That it? Fine.
Oh yeah, but let's just closer look at it. Because it is... There we go. Excalibur. Thank God Gilgamesh isn't in this universe as far as we can tell, otherwise I'd be having problems. Alright, now we can continue the story. And just to recap, because we got sidetracked there, because again, the game's pacing is kind of odd. Mid basically, like, we helped her out with her project, designing a prototype for the engines for her ship, in order to, like, free up her time so we could get her to visit Sid's grave with us. She said she had to do one more thing, and then she'd meet us and Otto at the mess hall.
Alright, Clive. Astrix. Mid finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that? In those words?
She did, yes.
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her. Obelith, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
Oh, you in a hurry and all, are you? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up this got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post bleeding haste.
Thank you, Obelith.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle?
Canver has been a sounding success. The friend I mentioned not only agrees to share the contents of his strongbox with us, but his considerable knowledge on the goings-on of the Free Cities, by which I learn the endeavors of a certain young friend of yours. Though I, for one, believe this Miss Tellerman's project to be quite a valiant enterprise, ha ha ha, I doubt the Canvarian authorities will take kindly to the unauthorized use of the dockyards, no matter how deserted. And if rumor has already reached my friend, then it may not be long before the guildmasters are rapping at our door. Which is why I pen you this note. I would like to borrow your man Gav for a moon or two, and that he might keep watch on those who might mean our little fellowship ill, and warn us of impending attack. I trust that you will give this proposal your full consideration.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then...
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Oh, they changed it from Sid's Hideaway to Sid's Legacy. That's sad.
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. That if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Oops. Oh, and Karen.
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these.
So our mission remains unchanged.
We cannot stop until every mother crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's Tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan
Goots cracks me up.
back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav?
Already on my way, Captain.
Be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. The new boy.
Guess I can't do anything there right now.
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
Killer plants are obvious.
Time to fight.
Satan!
How is my... Yeah, I think I'll save up the... Well, thing is, I've upgraded just about everything. It's just a matter of getting the mastery points. Sorry, I'll be right back. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. My dogs are just being a giant pain in the ass tonight.
So what do you think?
That we'd be lucky.
Really? It's as bad as that?
Oh, aye.
I take it there's danger.
Oh, what about this fearsome-looking fellow?
Oh, no doubt. Well met, friend. My brother and I have been...
How does a merchant misplace his...
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling, he ran.
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now, I'm not much of a thinker. I know the work of thieves when I see it.
My brother's right on all accounts. And by my...
We may have seen our share of action, true, but we...
You, however, have the look of a... Chances are they'll come for you.
Blah, blah, blah. Please walk into the ambush for us.
We're lucky you came up now. Hoping to make a heavy purse in Bocklad. I reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find those goods. So...
All right.
No. You can leave it. You just put an end to those bandits and point...
I'm not sure I trust those two. But if
Oh, right, I remember this side quest.
I should probably take care of...
Look lively, you lot.
Yes. These must be our bandits. That's them dealt with. Now, where's that card?
So I will say one thing I didn't realize slash like fully appreciate this as a factor of the way we've been playing the game for the stream until I saw something regarding the upcoming Rising Tide DLC, is that the level cap in the main game is 60. The level cap in this is 100 in Final Fantasy mode.
Getting all of this out of here will be a nightmare.
And then the Rising Tide DLC is going to raise that even higher.
Man for the job, wouldn't you say? Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out of here?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong.
You've done your part. It's been a pleasure.
There's no need to be so. What if we want his help?
Just short of the level up.
I see the Dalmex lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold at least. The path continues on the other side.
Yeah, boy. The final sin. I love how they just kind of quietly place this into the lore.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive.
It's clearly there was something here, and clearly something else annihilated it. The way this giant lake is a perfect circle with clean edges.
Man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power.
And the way this myth, you can translate it into what you actually learn about the world of the game. Basically saying, the Fallen tried to act up and Ultima fucking smited the shit out of whatever was here.
We'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominance and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
Oh, good. Some more Imperial drama.
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire.
Sir, that is a toddler.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then, Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh.
One thing that's like not explicitly stated in the the text of the game, but you can find if you go looking for it in the lore notes and all that I find very interesting to this situation is before Dion's birth, the Emperor was a provincial noble. He wasn't that influential or powerful. But Dion being born as the dominant of Bahamut elevated them in power until he was able to become Emperor. And yet, again, here we see him being kind of corrupted and influenced while Dion is helpless to stop it. I really do love Dion as a character in this.
Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths.
Fuck that bitch.
Regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
Ugh.
You would trust the words of this traitress. She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sambrek, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
The Boklab markets are to the north. We just need to hug the coast. Ready, go? Faster!
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on high alert.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well-trained and increasingly battle-hardened. But it's not as if we can wait for the siege to end. More refugees.
And they're all making for the Crystalline Dominion.
Because they don't know how to live without the crystal's blessing. No need to ride from here.
There are no crystals here.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he'd wait for us here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
Well met. You've a discerning eye. Farewell.
Thought I'd gotten all the orchestrion roles in my first playthrough, but I guess not.
Wonders from across the water. Come one, come all. Feast your eyes. Good sir, can I interest you in...
How much? For a measly crust of bread?
You won't find any cheaper. Not nowadays. You're more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the Crystalline Dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
Looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
And they're checking everyone.
You make an
Not for the likes of you.
We won't get through without that pass. Let's go and find Good, shall we? He must be around here somewhere.
Come and taste my peaches. They're sweet as nectar.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
Yep, there he is.
Oh, Good.
Clive, I'm so sorry.
Slow down, Good. Just tell him.
It's me trade. We cannot ride the caravan without it. We won't even be able to get through the flipping checkpoint.
Do you remember when...
It was in my pocket a minute ago. Then a bairn bumped into me and... Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me. I'm busy.
So, to get the pass back, we need to find this child.
I know where. I've got... No one knows more about what goes on round here.
Where do we find her?
She's the owner of the Crimson Caravans, up that way. Sign's got a red chock.
No time like the present.
You two go on ahead. I'm gonna check the rest of my stuff, make sure naught else is missed.
Right.
Let's keep an eye out for this red chocobo then.
And the other on our purses.
Next to the checkpoint.
Peaches and pears.
Looking to hire a coach? It's 10 million for a two-birder to the Crystalline Dominion. Take it or leave it.
Oh, we're not here for that.
Then I bid you good day.
Oh, wait! Don't go, El! He's me mate.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Bocklad? I gather Lady Karen didn't send you. So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen. By a little bairn.
Of all the... You're the size of a marble. Honestly.
She's not wrong.
Goots told us that you know the markets well. Might you have an idea which little bairn could have done this?
We don't intend to punish them. We just need our pass back. Then, we can be on our way.
I see. So neither of you has a trader's pass either. Not that anyone would take you for traders, but I suppose that's why you came to me, correct? Now, I can't say for sure who took your pass, but I suspect I know why they did it. Let me explain. Ever since the Fist marched on the Dominion, the Republic has been clamping down on any commerce that might aid the Empire more than it does us. Which means traders' passes have gone from being merely a way of easing one's progress to being essential if one wishes to cross the border at all. And with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity, leading some to seek to acquire them by less than legitimate means.
So the children are stealing passes to sell on the black market?
Yes and no. Passes are inscribed with the names of their owners, and yet none of the victims' names have appeared on the register of those passing through the checkpoint.
Which means?
That someone is doctoring the stolen passes. The same someone who is encouraging the children to steal them. And the same someone who has Goots' pass, no doubt. Whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest merchants, which is why we've decided to take a stand. Will you stand with us?
You want to get your pass back. And we want to ensure that no more are stolen. Catch whoever's behind it all, and 2 birds shall be slain with a single stone.
Is there any other way of getting to the crystalline Dominion?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. But the guards will definitely spot you if you try and do that. Like, we don't want to get spotted.
So either we find the people who took the pass, or give up all hope of entering the Dominion.
All right.
Thank you kindly. But I don't know your name. Eloise at your service.
Clive.
A pleasure doing business with you. The proprietor of the furniture makers by the coach stop is... I suggest that you speak...
The furniture makers.
Out of my sight, wretch!
Peaches and pears.
Come on, come on!
Jug of snake spit for the road?
Caravan stops next to the...
Juicy pears! Slake your thirst without a crystal.
Are you the furniture maker?
Looking for something in particular? Ah, Eloise collared you too, eh? Then I expect you want to know more.
Why you gotta say it like that? It makes it feel weird.
Pickpockets. What have you learned?
For one, that they're targeting the traders carrying the biggest packs. Harder to watch your back, see? And less chance of the mark giving chase if they're spotted. Not that they'd be likely to catch them. Those imps.
Their eyes must have lit up when they saw Goots.
The fishmonger round by the gate's been trying to track...
Thank you. We will.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
You should come with me to the Dominion, like...
Fish for sale! Can I interest you? Ah, sorry.
She's asked me to help her.
Is that so? Suppose I better tell you what I know. For one, this isn't a family operation. All the traders say the children who stole their passes were street urchins, by the sound of it. Orphans from the war. A few, perhaps. You saw... They're all looking for a new start in the Dominion and beyond. Some of them take it as an opportunity.
The shame of it.
Whoever's behind this would have to have made themselves known to the children at some point.
And so should we.
You should start with the children around here, then. I doubt they're the ones involved, but...
It's worth a try.
All right, then. Questioning children. How hard can that be?
Do you have a moment?
What do you want?
What I want is to know who's asking.
I don't know. Nobody's asked me. What's picking pockets? Do you get paid for it?
No, you get in trouble, so if they come calling...
Kids are bad fucking liars.
I'll take the large one.
Excuse me.
Can't stop you.
I was just wondering...
Anything you grown-ups ever ask us to do. So guess what I'm about to tell you to do?
Sorry.
Come taste my peaches. They're sweet as nectar.
Oops.
The finest earthenware from the free cities. All but unbreakable.
Caravan stops next to the checkpoint.
What do you want? It's all right. We're not going to hurt you. We've heard that some very bad people... We need to know who's behind it.
I don't know much about it, really. He said he got a job.
Sounds promising.
We need to find him enough.
Do you know where your friend...
He's usually by the tent out...
Thank you.
Come on, come on.
carry your goods. I'm cheap.
She must have meant the refugee camp.
Let's hope he's still nearby.
Daddy, I'm hungry. That big fat donkey was easy pickings. He wouldn't have noticed if we robbed his boots off him.
Yeah. Wish we hadn't handed over the past. Could use one of those things to get out of this.
Chance would be a fine thing. The moment they found out, they'd string us up by our guts.
Would they now? Perhaps you'd like to.
Shit! We're in trouble now.
What do we do?
You two get caught if you want. I'm off.
Hunter, where are you going?
So that was Hunter, eh? Jill, you watch these two.
All right.
He can't have gone far. I need to find him before his employers do. Did you see a boy run past?
There was a boy ran back there towards the truck.
Thank you.
Shit. Cornered.
It's all right, Hunter. I just want to ask...
Fine.
I'm looking for the people who are making you steal for...
Called themselves the Carstones. They said they'd give me a good gill if I did what they'd... I knew they were bad, but bread doesn't come for free. Didn't come at all half the time, before I started buzzing for them. You know, if I didn't do it, they'd just pick on someone else. Someone they could push around easier.
Hunter.
You found him then?
Jill. Where are the others?
Eloise is watching over them. She sent Goots and I to look for...
I haven't got your pass anymore, if that's what you're after. I gave whatever you do to me, I can't get it back. Not that I go against them anyway. If it weren't for their gill, me and my mates would have starved.
Cowards. You will not force another child to do your bidding.
Wait, we're not...
Don't hurt him.
You're making a mistake. We're on the same side.
Like hell we are. That brooch. Where did you get it?
Master Theo?
Goots. What are you doing with these people? Unless you're the ones my sister was talking about.
Your sister?
Oh man, I just remembered it. Theo's side quest and got sad. Damn it.
Eloise didn't tell us she had a brother.
And why would she? I'm just a back and a blade. Theodore, at your service.
Theodore.
What vultures who have made Boklad there? They prey on the desperate, stealing from those with gil and bullying those without it into joining their flock. I'd been looking into their activities in hope of sparing. But it seems they've already stooped even lower than I'd feared. Hans is a good lad. Don't blame him for what they... If he and his friends hadn't agreed to work for the stones, some other poor souls would have. Clive, was it? And my sisters asked you to help put an end, then we all want the same
Ah, fucking just... It's infuriating when you're that close to a level up.
I'm sorry.
Where is it?
So, what's the plan?
What else? If you get your trader's pass back, and
All right then.
all right then. Honza, where are they kept?
Couldn't if I wanted to. They always come to town to collect the passes. Meet us outside the gate. I tried following them once, but they spotted me halfway down the trail.
We'll try it this time.
Back down the road towards Lateney's Cleft.
To Lateney's Cleft, then.
Laney's Cleft is to the south. It's past the camp.
Well, you better not have scared any of my birds.
That's that then.
I do love the designs of the chocobos in this game, how they kind of look like terror birds, if you've ever seen those. Oh, 1 second. All right, sorry about that.
That's the one who's been sticking his nose in our business.
You should have minded your
God, that really is a great combo to use, just because it gets all of them in one spot, and then you can just blow them away.
I doubt these were the ringleaders.
But at least we know we're on the right track.
Hey fellas, are you gonna fight me too? Are you gonna point at me and then start a fight? I love the bandits wizard staff. It's literally just a the crystal is just tied on there with a rope. Fuck you.
More foot soldiers.
Fewer now.
Okay, guys, this better not be the bandit camp you guys have been struggling to find. It's along the main path.
Not a bad haul today, eh?
Aye. Some of our new recruits are natural-born ne'er-do-wells.
Especially the little ones. That Hans has got nimble fingers, all right.
It will be a shame when they chop them off. But till then, let's make the most of it.
Scum.
The leaders of the cast stones, I take it.
They don't deserve any mercy, Clive.
I wasn't planning on showing them any.
We're ready when you are, Theodore.
Oh, I'm ready.
It's that guard from Bockland. Kill him! Kill them all!
Oh, shoot. Sorry, I was paying attention. God damn it, I'm still not at the level. Fuck. It's like it's taunting me at this point. And I know I'm like at a level above, like, it's a high level thing, and ugh, it's just annoying.
And they say crime doesn't pay. Gold chains, rings, purses. And traders' passes. Dozens of them.
Have the names been changed?
Not yet. I recognize some of them. No doubt Goots's is somewhere among them. Now I just need to sort through it all and return everything to the people it was taken from.
We should go and give Eloise the good news. Can we leave things here in your hands, Theodore?
Of course. Oh, and be sure to tell her of the part I played, won't you?
We'll be glad to.
Just for convenience sake, we're just going to fast travel.
Clive. How goes the hunt? My brother isn't getting in your way, I trust?
Quite the opposite.
I have two dogs, and one of them is such a dumbass. Like, the younger of the two is such an idiot.
So it was the cast.
The older one recognizes that it's almost midnight, and he would like to start laying down and chilling out. And the younger one's an idiot who keeps trying to pick a fight because he's bored and a fucking child.
Pickpockets, the bandits pulling their strings, and the passes they were stealing. I only hope yours is among the items you recovered. Only time and Theo's return will tell. Speaking of whom, welcome home, dear brother.
You are too kind, Eloise. Here, Clive. Goods' pass. Ask him to keep a closer eye on it from now on, would you?
I will. Thank you.
El, I've asked our boys to carry the rest of the goods back. Can I count on your help in sorting through it all?
Of course. I'll make some space in the storeroom.
Like, my older of the two dogs keeps trying to walk away, and this little idiot comes back from around the corner to try to pick another fight.
Introducing yourself properly. Would it now?
Cid. Don't look so shocked. We're on the same side.
I don't understand.
As you now know all too well, we at the Crimson Caravans are always happy to help those in need. For a small fee, we will move anything that needs moving. Be that goods to market, or bears away from it.
I was the first my sister helped escape. If it wasn't for her, I'd have been branded as a boy.
I had no
Oh, right. Theo's a bear.
It just so
Forgot about that.
happens that we are seeking to expand our operation. And who better to join forces with than the leader in the field? Wouldn't you agree, Theo?
I would. It seems our purpose is the same in more ways than one. So what would you say to working together again?
It would be our pleasure.
And our honor. The honor is ours.
Here, Clive. This is for you.
What is it?
Elle has friends in high places, while I have associates in lower ones. That mark is proof that you're a friend.
Oh, right. And that one combines with the Crimson Collar, yeah, to make the seal.
I shall bear it with pride.
Well, all that remains is to wish you a safe onward journey. Goots's pass should secure you a place on the caravan, but if you encounter any difficulties, we would be delighted to provide you with a coach of our own. For a discounted price, of course. Say...
Little idiot. He's gonna put you on the ground. Just you watch. Please. Please tell me that's finally... Yes! Thank God. That was gonna drive me nuts. Level 70, baby. Trader's Pass. Just...
Right then.
Accessories.
Let's get this back together.
And there's the next wave of side quests, which feels like a good a time as any to call it here, especially with these two idiots doing what they're doing. So yeah, that's the latest episode of Final Fantasy XVI. Hopefully we can get through the story before Rising Tide comes out. Because I would like to do both the DLCs on stream. But yeah, until then, folks, be well, have a good night, and stay tuned until next time.